All right, Daniel, one more video. Let's talk about how you're gonna move around on the range, pointing the gun in a safe direction, and still giving yourself the most mobility possible while keeping the gun safe. Of course, every time you move between a position, you want your finger to be up on the slide like this, because if you're gripping the gun hard, you'll have a sympathetic curling of that finger. And if you've got it here and it curls, it's gonna curl onto the trigger and you're gonna have an AD. So make sure it's up on the slide when you're running between positions, doing a reload, clearing a malfunction, whatever it may be. That being said, let's say you're running directly downrange. That's easy. You just run, right? You're not gonna sweep yourself. You don't have to worry about muzzle direction. You're good. You're a right-handed shooter. Let's say we're running to the right. This is my right. As a beginner shooter, they tell you to point the gun straight downrange like this and run like this. The problem with that is when you're pumping your arms, you send energy in the direction you're pumping your arms. So if you watch sprinters, their elbows are in and they're pumping their arms directly in the direction they're moving. So how do we do that with a gun and still keep it safe? So instead of pointing the gun downrange by sticking out your elbow, do it at the wrist. Make sure the muzzle is above your pumping arm so you don't sweep yourself. You don't want to put anything in front of that muzzle you don't want to destroy, and you certainly don't want to destroy your hand. So flick at the wrist to point down range, and then you can keep your elbows in to move much more efficiently. Gun is still pointed down range, it's just not done with the elbow, it's done with the wrist. Now let's move to the left. A lot of people will run like this, which is fine for beginners. It looks like a broken chicken wing. That's fine for beginners, but I'm sending energy in all the wrong directions again. So as you advance, bring that elbow in and flick the gun at the wrist instead, and then you can run totally normal. You're not gonna sweep yourself. You don't have to worry about having the gun high, pumping arm low, because there's not going to be any sweeping going on, unlike the other direction where you have to focus on keeping this high and this low. So you never cross, these never cross paths. They each have their own separate path. But going this way, you're good. As long as you flick at the wrist, pointing it downrange, you're good. Now moving uprange, it depends on where your first target is. The gun goes on the same side of your body as the first target. So if my first target is over there when I get uprange, that's the side of my body the gun is gonna be on. So I'm gonna turn around like this and run uprange with the gun over my shoulder. If my first target is over there, then I'm gonna roll the gun all the way upside down. Now the trick to this is turning back around once you get there. So if I've got the gun over my shoulder, when I want to engage my next target, I have to wait until my body turns around the gun before I can shoot. So the gun stays in the same place in space. I'm turning my body around the gun. Same thing with going the other way. If I've got the gun upside down so I have more mobility to run, when I want to turn around and engage my target, you bring that gun up the side of your body to your armpit. Then the gun stays in the same place in space and your body rotates around the gun. Once your body rotates around the gun, then you can shoot. Now it gets even more complicated if you've got a reload. Pixie, you got a magazine for me? Yeah. All right, so these are dummy rounds. So if I'm gonna do a reload and my first target is over here as a right-handed shooter, I'm gonna drop the magazine and grab the next one, have it in my hand, ready to be loaded. But I'm gonna run back like this. Once my body turns around the gun, then I can seat the magazine and shoot. Now going the other way, where you flip the gun upside down, that gets complicated, because what happens if you flip the gun around too early when you're trying to hit the mag release, you're gonna end up with one of these, where the magazine doesn't come out all the way. Okay, Pixie, can I have another mag? Thanks. So let's say that happens. You hit the mag release, you got your next magazine in your hand, you run all the way back there, you get there, turn your body around the gun, and your magazine's stuck in there. So just take this magazine that's in your hand, knock that one out, stick that one in. So here, you engage your targets, drop the magazine, grab the next one, it's ready to go, turn the gun over, run up range. Once your body turns around the gun by bringing the gun up your side to your armpit, rotate your body around the gun, then you can seat the magazine and shoot. Make sense?
Mom, you're pointing at
I would
people.
highly recommend you practice this in dry fire a lot and get video and have someone watch you and give you feedback before trying it in a competition, because it's very easy to break the 180 using these techniques. That being said, if you use these techniques, you're gonna be about 3 seconds faster than if you don't. So you might as well learn them from the get-go, just don't do them until you're ready. Takes time and practice and a lot of other people watching you to let you know what they see.